Joe Biden was this morning anointed the 46th president of the United States, with the left sneering at Donald Trump for being a sore loser, simply for doing what every US citizen has the right to do, to go to court if he or she believes they were wronged.
We have to remember, the purpose of our politics isn't total, unrelenting, unending warfare.
Well, Joe Biden may say that now, but the Democrats, spent every single second of the last 4 years waging a permanent war, attempting to deny Donald Trump his victory in 2016 through every possible means, including impeachment on nonsensical grounds, the laughable 2-year, $32 million hunt for non-existent Russian collusion, and then month after month of false polls designed to suppress Trump voters, to stop them from turning up by proclaiming a Biden landslide was inevitable. Sore loser? Donald Trump has every right to call in the lawyers. Listen to Hillary Clinton only 2 months ago.
We've got to have a massive legal operation. I know the Biden campaign is working on that. You know, Joe Biden should not concede under any circumstances, because I think this is going to drag out. So, changed our tune now, have we? Already, the Utah Attorney General, our own Joe Hockey, Rudy Giuliani, and many others have pointed to clear examples of voter fraud, as Trump himself warned in one of the debates.
It was a big problem. In Philadelphia, they went in to watch. They're called poll watchers, a very safe, very nice thing. They were thrown out. They weren't allowed to watch. You know why? Because bad things happen in Philadelphia, bad things.
Bad things indeed. It was Pennsylvania today that has secured Biden the presidency, it would appear. Well, what other bad things? Here's just a tiny sample, and there's plenty more of them.
My worry is this early mail-in voting. I've seen postal voting, the British equivalent of this, abused wholesale in the United Kingdom to the advantage of the left.
Are you guys collecting ballots?
Yeah.
I thought they collected them all. I just want to document.
No, we're still collecting.
How much? Wait, but how come they already called the state?
Because these are mail-in ballots.
Are there a ton in there?
Yeah.
We're missing various parts of the equation to know definitively where things are going, and that, whoa. All right, hold on a second. No. Look, Joe Biden just took the lead in Wisconsin. Right. We're getting new information. So let's start with this baseline. Before this information dump came in, Donald Trump was up by 109,000 votes. Now, Joe Biden is up by 11,381.
We are working with the counties to make sure that they have properly put their stuff into their system and uploaded. As like many of y'all during this election cycle, they are tired. Sometimes they're going to forget to press the upload buttons.
I think all the polling places were closed. And yet we have a box.
I don't know how you evaluate a judge's order. It is crystal clear. Take down the barricades and let the people of the legal authority to go inside and observe this process to take place to do so.
They were ready to shut down the precinct. They had counted all the ballots. Everything was good. Everything went smoothly. And then it was at about 4 a.m. that 3 vehicles arrived, a van, a Chrysler 300, and a Ferrari with 130,000 plus ballots. He said he was astonished as they started counting the ballots. He was astonished that every single ballot, like literally 100% of that 130,000 ballots were all Biden ballots.
And got a little bit, I guess you can say assertive or aggressive is the word, so to speak. And the question was asked at 1:30 in the morning, why are you here? And our response was, well, it's election night. That's why we're here, and you guys are obviously counting ballots.
We were supposed to be allowed by law to observe the counting of the ballots. Now, observe means, to any intelligent person, being able to look at it. Observe means to be able to look. Not a single Republican has been able to look at any one of these mail ballots. They could be from Mars, as far as we're concerned, or they could be from the Democratic National Committee.
We have put together, I think, the most extensive and inclusive voter fraud organization in the history of American politics.
A Freudian slip. We have put together the most extensive and inclusive, oh, I'm glad you did that, Joe, voter fraud system organization. Well, we shall see. On top of which, along with the 1,000 or so people over 100 and the many dead people who managed to crawl out of their catacombs and make it to the polling booth around 4 in the morning, there are many, many other anomalies with this extraordinary vote, such as that in the crucial swing states, Biden's personal vote far exceeds the votes for Democrat Senate candidates. Indeed, it is puzzling that Republicans did exceptionally well, way beyond expectations in the Senate and the House, yet they voted for Biden as the president, the same people? Really?
We firmly believe that there are many voters in this group of mail-in people that are not proper voters. Today, we have a voter, Jill Stokey, who was denied access to vote. She showed up to vote, and she was told someone had already cast her ballot.
Someone had already cast a ballot, and then there was this.
If all this wasn't enough, in Antrim County, ballots were counted for Democrats that were meant for Republicans, causing a 6,000 vote swing against our candidates. The county clerk came forward and said tabulating software glitched and caused a miscalculation of the votes. Since then, we have now discovered that 47 counties use this same software in the same capacity.
A glitch in the software that turns Trump votes into Biden votes. No, surely that's not possible. Next thing you know, Twitter and big tech will be censoring conservatives. Oh, hang on. Oh, no wonder Newt Gingrich, the former Speaker of the House, is less than impressed.
I've been active in this since 1958. That's 62 years. I am the angriest I have been in that entire 6 decades. You have a group of corrupt people who have absolute contempt for the American people, who believe that we are so spineless, so cowardly, so unwilling to stand up for ourselves, that they can steal the presidency and we'll wring our hands, bring in a few lawyers, and do nothing.
I've already been told that my skepticism about the vote is no different to the left banging on about Russian collusion theories for all those months. But that is a flawed and dangerous comparison. The Russian collusion was a deliberate fabrication, as we now know. But we already have heaps of evidence of improper voting, all of it going in favour of Joe Biden. Whether the irregularities are actually illegal and whether there are enough of them to change the outcome or to have changed the outcome of the election is for the US courts to determine. Why ultimately should we care? Because a Biden America, beholden as he is to the hard left, will accelerate the rise of all those forces determined to destroy our freedoms and the Western way of life. From China, Iran, Islamic fundamentalism, totalitarian globalism, not to mention neo-Marxist identity politics and the impoverishment of the industrialized West at the hands of the climate change cult. China will surge. The United Nations, the World Economic Forum, and their fascist acolytes will accelerate their plans to impose their sinister Great Reset upon our precious way of life. The Trump peace plan in the Middle East will disintegrate and wither as the Arab states retreat into their shells and prepare for war with the evil nation that Joe Biden was complicit in sending plane loads of gold bullion to, Iran. Indeed, Biden has said he will reactivate the nuclear deal, the so-called nuclear deal that Trump got rid of. Prepare for a very unsafe new world and a resurgence in Palestinian terror as Hamas and Fatah are emboldened by Biden and Harris. and their ilk, all of which is fine, I guess, if that's what the American people genuinely voted for. Somehow, I doubt they really did.